Oh, took that too wide. So guys, you saw it. I made a huge mistake when I tried to do that tight turn from a stop in my neighborhood. I went wide and would have gone into a car had there been one coming down the road. Guys, my name is Rick and this is the HD Vibe channel. And today's video, we're going to talk about the mistake I made in my neighborhood that caused me to go wide. And then we're going to cover the technique and the 4 steps to properly make a tight turn from a stop to the right, as well as a tight turn from a stop to the left. And we'll get into all that right after this. So that's right, guys. I made some huge mistakes when I was making that tight turn from a stop in my neighborhood. And I did it on purpose, not something I would normally do. Well, let me hop on the bike and I'll show you what I did wrong. And then we'll follow that up with what you need to do to get those tight turns from a stop done correctly so that you stay in your lane and don't put yourself in harm's way. So let's talk about what I did wrong. And let me start the bike up here and show you exactly what went wrong. So I came up to the stop sign in my neighborhood and this is what really happened. So I stopped, I looked both ways to make sure there was no traffic that needed to clear. And then I went to make my right turn. And when I made my right turn, I came out of the friction zone, I went straight, and then I turned, and I turned very late, and as you saw, I just hit those cones. And those cones represent where I would have gone. Had a car been there, I would have run head on into that car. So guys, do you avoid practicing because you fear dropping your bike? Well, I've got a product on this bike as well as my other bike that takes that fear out of the equation, and that is these motorcycle drop guards. You get a drop guard that goes up here on your front crash guard, you get one that goes on your saddlebag guard, and if you have a 2014 and newer Harley Davidson touring bike, you get a piece that goes underneath your primary so that there's no chance that any of those components or your bike can get damaged should you drop it. So it takes that completely out of the equation. And if you go to motorcycledropguards.com right up here and use the code HDVIBE2024, you can save 30% off. So in order to make that tight turn from a stop to the right, the first thing we need to do is actually lock those bars all the way to the right. And once you lock those bars, then you need to turn your head to the right. Then you need to get close to the friction zone. Get that clutch right at the point where you're not moving, but you're right at that point, sort of in the gray zone. And then as you have your head turned, those bars full locked, the bike is going to naturally lean to the right, and then you're going to ease that friction zone out and then make a very tight right turn, staying in that friction zone to sort of get to your point where you're straightening out the bike. Okay, so I've come up to the stop sign. Now I'm going to turn the bars full lock. I'm going to look to my right, and I'm going to keep looking to my right. I'm getting that friction zone. You see the bike is slightly moving. I'm going to throttle up just a little bit. I'm going to stay in that friction zone. Keep those bars locked. And I made a nice tight right turn. So a little different perspective. Camera off to the right. You're going to see this tight turn from the stop to the right. We're going to turn the bars. We're going to lean the bike ever so slightly. My head is turned and looking directly to where I want to go. I get in that friction zone. I keep these bars fully locked. And perfect right turn from a stop. Now most of the time you'll be doing that to the right, but in case you're ever in a situation where you need to make that to the left, it's the same process. I'm going to turn the bars full lock to the left. I'm looking to my left. I'm in that friction zone. I stay locked and I make that turn. We're going to make our tight turn to the left. I'm going to let you guys get sort of the from behind perspective. Again, turn those bars to the left. Lean the bike a little bit. Turn my head and eyes. I'm in that throttle up. Keep those bars locked. And perfect. So guys, that's it. Pretty straightforward. Again, don't make the mistake like I did in my neighborhood. Technique is really 4 steps. It's turn those bars full lock, turn your head and eyes, lean that bike ever so slightly in the direction you want to go, get in that friction zone, a little bit of throttle, stay full locked in that friction zone and make that tight turn to the right, or vice versa if you're going to the left. So guys, leave some comments down below. Have you seen others make wide right turns or wide left turns? Well, I did a video a couple of weeks ago around cornering, and that covered sort of the same kind of perspective except at high speeds, and what can happen at high speeds is certainly could be much more detrimental than a slow speed tight turn. So go check that video out if you like. Guys, if you got some value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also consider sharing this with your friends so that like-minded individuals may see this video and learn the proper technique to make a tight turn from a stop. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button right down here. That really helps out the channel. And when you do subscribe for the first time, leave a comment down below saying I subscribe so I can personally reach out and thank you for supporting the channel. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon and select all so you do get notified every time I do put out new content. I have over 200 videos on tips, tricks, rides, reviews, and installs on these Harley Davidson touring motorcycles. There's bound to be something you learn about a product, how to install a product, or even some motorcycle skills, or even some discount codes like on the motorcycle drop guards to save you a significant amount of money. So guys, with that, I want to leave you with this thought. Life is short, get out and ride the bike. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now. All right, let's see if we can make a little nice tight turn from the stop to the right here. A little better than we did earlier this afternoon. So we're checking traffic, turn those bars. Head and eyes are turned to the right. We actually have a car coming. We got a... Okay, traffic is good. Throttle up, friction zone, stay locked, and a nice tight turn to the right.